Hello, welcome back to Oliver's Greenhouse. This is going to be another unboxing video. It's an unboxing video with a twist. This is very exciting for me. What happened was, basically, I got into contact with a gentleman in Scotland, a gentleman by the name of Mark Anderson. He's a much more experienced carnivorous plant grower than I am, and he has an expansive collection of carnivorous plants. He grows so many, infinitely more than I do. He's also very active in the Scottish Carnivorous Plant Society as well. Anyway, so I can't even remember how it happened. We got in contact and we've been chatting. Basically, we did a plant swap. So I sent some really nice orchid divisions. There was some Masdevallia and a couple of bulbophyllum orchids, really nice mature divisions I sent up to him in the post. And in return, he has swapped me some carnivorous plants. Now, he's basically, the amount of plants that are in this was almost, well, it probably would have doubled my carnivorous plant collection, and there's some really rare and interesting species in here. So thank you ever so much, Mark. I have opened the box ever so slightly just to check, because I was actually away this weekend, so I wanted to make sure that whatever was in there was going to be okay to sort of last the last sort of like 24 hours whilst I've been away. So the box has been opened, but I haven't really gone through any of it, and there's some more boxes. It's like boxes inside of a box, so it's been really well packed. So we're going to be able to have a look at those together. I haven't opened them, so I've got no idea what's in there. Some of the species, I know there's some Heliamphora in here. I don't grow any of those, and some of you may remember from some of my old videos, I've been after one of those, or at least some of them, for a long time. So I'm very excited about having a look at those. So we're going to get those out together, and we'll have a little chat as we're going through them. It's just funny because, obviously following on from the last video I did when I bought the Nepenthes, they also came from Scotland, and so did these. So it would appear that Scotland houses the most generous carnivorous plant growers in the UK, which is really, really cool. And I'm really, really privileged to have got these plants, and I hope eventually to consider Mark a friend and look forward to doing more plant swaps with him, because I much prefer doing this than selling them. There's a double-edged sword, really. I mean, selling orchids and divisions I make really, really helps run the greenhouse. It's just, even, it's not a huge amount of money. It's not exactly a business, but it helps take the edge off the running costs. But there's something so much more gratifying about swapping plants. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. I'll move you guys so you can have a look, and we'll start taking this apart and have a look at what some of the plants are. Okay, so I've got you in a good downward view, so you should be able to see everything. I'm going to try and keep my hands out of the way as well, so that that doesn't interfere with the plants we're going to be having a look at today. So we've got two succinct boxes inside this big box. Fair play, Mark, for the amount of box tape that's been utilised. I mean, this is almost hermetically sealed. There's been so much box tape used on it. So here's the first box. This is the box that I opened just to make sure there was nothing in here which was going to really suffer if I left it in here for 24 hours. So we've got a few bits of bubble wrap. And here's our first plant. Now, Mark, like I said, is a much more experienced grower than I, and he has been kind enough to include a lot of the information about the plants and the locations as well. So they should not only be names, but they should also have a location and some further information about them written on the bag. So this has got Utricularia written on it, although I don't think that is. So this is a Heliamphora. It's Heliamphora porcella. You can see if I hold it up to the light. Unfortunately, it's going to be slightly out of the light there. So we've got my first Heliamphora. So I'm super excited about that. That's really, really cool. I've been after one of these plants for ages. They take very particular conditions. They like cool conditions, very bright light. So they're going to grow well alongside my Nepenthes. I'm very excited about that. And there's lots of new pictures emerging from there, and some of these small sort of, but this very lovely red colour. So yeah, really healthy looking plant, and it's obviously some substantial root system there as well. So that's the first plant. What I'll do is I'll stick these all out on the worktop first of all, and then we'll have a look at them in a minute. So this is Heliamphora folliculata, and he's got some, I guess he's just writing about the sphagnum moss in here. So he's included all the tags as well. Hopefully you can see that lovely lush green colour with this sort of like nectar drop area, this little bead at the top of the picture. Now, one fascinating fact about these things, because it rains so much where they grow, they've got like an inbuilt valve system, so as they fill up with water due to rainfall, they actually vent water out of them to maintain the digestive enzymes and the liquid they contain at the right level, which is really, really interesting. So I'll pop him over the other side over here. What have we got next? It's another bit of bubble wrap here. So I really can't thank you enough, Mark, for this. You've been such a great guy. Really cool to get to know and to deal with. So he's actually, this is, I'm not even sure what this is. There's a lot of writing on here. So this is a Pinguicula. You can see it's got really large leaves, massive leaves. Rosette Pinguicula, not long lanceolate leaves, but these long obovate leaves. And this is a Pinguicula morensis. Hopefully you can read that. Really big one as well. Look at the size of that. It's absolutely huge, massive plant. So that's really, really exciting. I don't grow this species. I think this is one of the plants that has like a pinky reddish flower. I don't know what this is here. This is another Pinguicula, but it's completely wrapped up, this one. This is Pinguicula Jaumeven. I don't know how you pronounce that. Hopefully you can read that if I hold it against the white background. So that's another Pinguicula. He's wrapped up in there quite nicely. So I'll lay that out, get this box out of the way. And the rest of it's just packing, I think. So we've got this last, oh my goodness, this is a huge box. What on earth's in here? Like I said, I've sent some really nice plants to Mark, and Mark in return has pretty much doubled my carnivorous plant collection in one hit. So I really can't thank you enough for that. I really, really, really appreciate it. It gives me an opportunity to expand, sorry for the noise, my collection, my experience and knowledge, and also it allows me to make more content for you guys. I'm just going to grab a knife because we're going to have to open this up with one of those. Hopefully you guys are still in shot and you can see this. Yes, you are. This has been a real godsend. I've been super excited about this parcel, and it's definitely not disappointed. It's fantastic so far. Some really awesome plants. Open this carefully, make sure we're not going to cut anything inside. Oh my god, it's just packed. It's just packed again. It's just been the best plant trade in the history of Oliver's Greenhouse, without shadow of a doubt. It's just a shame you live so far away, Mark, because like I said before previously, Mark's got a huge collection of carnivorous plants. He himself has phrased it as, you'd be better off naming the plants that he doesn't grow, because it would be a shorter list. So I would love to pop over and see your collection. Oh my god, look at this. It's like Christmas come early. How many plants? I'm going to be so busy. This is going to be like 2 days of potting up. Oh my god, it's deep. There's so many plants here. I can see he likes shreddies as well. Right, where's that pen gone? Where's that pen gone? Where's the knife? I'm so excited. I'm sort of losing my S here a little bit. Okay, so without further ado, we better open this guy up. See what we're dealing with. What a nice guy. Thank you ever so much. Let's have a look in here. What is this plant? It's really well wrapped. He obviously cares a lot about his plants, as do I do about mine. What on earth is this? Oh yeah, there's supposed to be some really, really cool high altitude and epiphytic Utricularia in here. So this could very well be some super rare Utricularia. So I'm very excited about seeing that. Lots of them come from Tepuis, so those flat slabs of limestone in places like Venezuela, which emerge out of the tops of out of the rainforest. So this is Utricularia quelchii. From Aurayan Tepui. And it's got some information. It's 8% sphagnum moss, 10% pumice. So there's even details on what it's actually growing in and what I need to grow it in. And it's growing in a net pot. Literally fantastical. This is amazing. I don't think Oliver's Greenhouse has ever had a delivery of plants like this in its entire history. So these are proper epiphytic Utricularia. So rather than being terrestrial and producing their traps underground, these produce it on areas of sort of sphagnum moss, even on like mossy branches and stuff like that. So these are really exciting. So there's that little tiny one leaf here, and there's another leaf emerging there as well, another leaf there. So that's very exciting. Pop that guy over there. This is just an unbelievable mega unboxing video. I'm gonna have to put some more bubble wrap. Sorry guys, put some more bubble wrap down so I've got something to put this stuff on. He's also got some, he grows a lot of Pygmy Drosera, and like my Scorpioides has recently produced loads of Gemmae. So I've put a load of that, sowed a load of those, and I've got a few more to harvest. This is a Sundews. Okay. And he's going to send some Gemmae down to me as well, so I'll be able to expand my Pygmy Drosera. There are plants I've always wanted to grow more of, so I'm very excited about that. So this is also from Tepuis as well. This is a type of Drosera that grows in the same sort of environment as Heliamphora and a lot of Highland Nepenthes as well. So this is a Drosera roraimae. Little tiny, beautiful Sundews. If I zoom you guys in, get ready for some Oliver's greenhouse. It's super awesome camera work. You might be able to see that just in the centre of a shot there as well. I'll give you a zoom in. So there it is. Fantastic little high altitude Drosera from the top of Tepuis. Absolutely super awesome, and it's got loads and loads of mucilage on its glands as well, so it's a very healthy looking plant. I don't know where to start, honestly. This is like Christmas. This is so much fun. It's just all the time in the back of my mind I'm like, oh my god, this is going to take so long to pot all these up. Well, not these ones that are potted, these can go straight in the greenhouse because they're already rocking and rolling, they're already doing their thing. But a lot of the other plants are going to need potting up. They should go straight into my environment nice and easy. It's super cool in there. I'm having a few problems with the humidity system at the moment. The controller's just gone completely mental. So I'm having a little bit of trouble controlling the humidity. This is tagged, this is another Utricularia. So this is Utricularia nephrophylla. Hopefully you can read that if I hold it up. Utricularia nephrophylla. I think there's some actual leaves poking out the side of these net pots here. This is the actual Utricularia here, so it's growing out all over the place already. Very small leaves, fantastic. I'm getting super excited. It's okay. I'm going to try and keep my S together whilst we're on video. I don't sound like too much of an idiot. I can also see some of the plants that he's obviously had. This is ultramafic Nepenthes mix, 1 part peat, 1 part quartzite sand, and 1 part Tesco cat litter. I have heard of people using cat litter as a media additive. So this is another Utricularia. I can see that straight away. I can also see it's potted in 2 parts spag. 1 part Pinus pinus, that's maritime pine bark, and some pumice. And this is Utricularia asplundii, seed grown. Deadly weapon, CPUK. So this is, I guess maybe this has come from the seed bank, but it's a very healthy looking little plant. It's got some lovely looking leaves, hopefully you can see that there, growing very vigorously. So that's fantastic. This has got really, really beautiful flowers. So a lot of these Orchidioides type Utricularias produce very impressive flowers, like super show, like almost rival like orchid flowers. They're that beautiful and very intricate, because that's predominantly what they're grown for, is the ornate flowers. There's another big pot here, big pot of plant. What's it going to be? I can see very long foliage already. I don't know if it's leaves or stems, it's too early to tell at the moment. Oh, it's really sticky, stuck to my fingers. What on earth is this? Very long, thin leaves. You can see two different morphological differences in leaves, whether this is two utricularias or one utricularia which produces two different types of leaf. One leaf that looks like a bit like grass, so thin blades of photosynthetic foliage, stems. They're not phylloclades, but something. So this is, oh, this came from Hans flytrap, so this came from Matthew Soper originally. So this is Utricularia prelonga, and it's got Hans flytrap on there as well. So that's really, really cool. I know nothing about this. I literally know nothing about this plant, so we will have to wait and see what it does when it blooms. When a lot of these utricularias flower, they produce like a long, thin stem with a little ball on top of it, which is the bud, which then opens and develops into the flower. So another fantastic utricularia there. We're going to be like bladderwort central in the greenhouse. We've got two more to unpack, so let's do the last two little ones and we'll finish off with that last big one. That'll be the last one to unpack. So, oh, massive leaves on this fella. Straight away I can see that. Huge, great big leaves. Ah, that's why. Because this is a Cephalotus. This is Cephalotus hummers giant. So these must be leaf pullings which have been made. Yeah, they feel like Cephalotus leaves. I need to do an update on mine. Yeah, these are Cephalotus leaf pullings, definitely. That have been popped in here. So these will very likely, in fact this one here is struck already. I don't know whether you can see that there. This one has already struck here. So expecting to see some pictures arriving out of this at some point. So the leaf pulling's been pulled off, leaving a significant amount of petiole and stem, which will have the meristems in it, which will then produce roots and then in time strike and then produce little plantlets like this. So that's really exciting. That's a species of Cephalotus I've been after. Well, it's not a species, technically it's I think it's a hybrid, I think, really, because it's been bred to be bigger than all of the others. So that's really, really cool. That's actually a very valuable plant. Mature specimens of those go for like 40 to 60 quid here in the UK, so that's a lot of money. It's a really awesome plant. So I've also got more Cephalotus. This is just like the gift that keeps on giving, this box. Oh no, awesome. Another tiny little Heliamphora Pachella Aurayan Tepui. Oh no, it's not. It's got, that's what's on the bag, but the tag says something else. So I think we've got 2 or 3 species now of Heliamphora. These are only very small. I'm not sure whether this has been seed grown or whether it's just it must have been seed grown. It's because of its appearance. So this is Heliamphora uncinata, I think. This is a very twee looking little plant. So this one we have to be very careful with. Make sure we treat this one very delicately. And I can already see it's got a slightly more hooded appearance to the picture. So that's really, really awesome. Really cool. Okay, so we've got the last bag to unpack here. It's very big. It's a massive, massive parcel, this one. I've no idea what this is. I've no idea what most of these have been. It's just been a voyage of discovery for both myself and you guys. So what is in here? It's big and green, whatever it is. What on earth is that? Is that a utricularia? This thing's huge. This thing's absolutely massive. Very large leaves on it. Very, very, very large leaves. It's another utricularia, I'm pretty sure of that. It says Heliamphora minor on the bag, but I don't think that's what this is. This is a utricularia, surely. just a massive, massive Utricularia. Look at this thing. Really, really lush looking sphagnum moss growing in here as well. So I'll have to find out what this actually is. I think he did mention it in an email, but I've got a mind like a sieve. Look at the size of that plant. That's incredible. What an absolute beast. Right, I'll put this over here. Let me check these bags to make sure I've got this one right. That says Drosera spiralis, so that's not going to be it. I'll have to look up what that is. So I'll lay these out and we'll have a look at this fantastic motherload of plants which have been sent to me. It's really amazing. Pretty sure that's the box I sent the orchids up in. Right. Okay, so I've got all the plants out on the side here so we can have a look at them. I've also found out what this big fella off at the back was, so I'm going to start over here. This is Utricularia alpina. This one over here is Utricularia nephrophylla. So these are the Orchidiae type Utricularias that grow into Tepuis. They're mainly epiphytic as well, so they grow on mossy structures. I expect some of them are lithophytics. They grow on moist rocks. We've got some leaf pullings that were struck of Cephalotus follicularis Hummer's giant. So that's the one that produces the really big pictures. We've got another really rare Drosera which grows on the Tepuis along with a lot of the Utricularias and the Heliamphora. This is Drosera roraimae, I think that's pronounced right. We've got a very small division of Heliamphora uncinata. We've got another Utricularia. This is a Utricularia quelchii from the Aurayan Tepui. That's really, really amazing. Really chuffed with these. They look super, super awesome. This is Utricularia asplundii. Here's another Utricularia. This is Utricularia prelonga. That one originally came from Hans flytrap, so I'm interested to see what that looks like. We've got two different species. So I think we've got three different species of Heliamphora in total here, which is really, really cool. So this is Heliamphora folliculata. We'll have a little bit of a close-up of that in a minute. Heliamphora pulchella. This is a very, very small, that's probably mature as well, very, very small Pinguicula. This is Jalmavin, I think it is, Pinguicula Jalmavensis is what it is. It's a tiny little thing. It's really, really pretty. And a big Pinguicula morensis there. What I'll do is I'll zoom in and we'll have a bit of a closer look at some of these plants. The quality is outstanding, they really are. Brilliant. So here, right in front of us, is the Heliamphora folliculata, the Pulchella, the big Pinguicula morensis, the Pinguicula jalvamanensis, I think that's right, jalvamanensis, and then this sea of Orchidiae type Utricularias right the way across the back. There's the Cephalotus leaf pullings, the Drosera roraimae, and the other tiny little Heliamphora just here. So I think I've done exceptionally well out of that plant swap. Thank you ever so much, Mark. I really, really appreciate it. Right, so I've clearly got some potting up to do. Thank you ever so much, Mark. I really appreciate this plant swap. You've given me some amazing plants I'm super excited about, and a real range of species, which is not only reignited my interest, which never really went away anyway, in carnivorous plants, but it's given me so much more potential to learn about these plants and the different species you provided me with. They're outstanding quality. They are just the most fantastic looking plants. I really, really appreciate that. So a big thank you to you. To the rest of my YouTube community, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you're as excited about seeing some updates and seeing how some of these plants grow. I know I am. Fingers crossed. There's no pressure. Don't kill anything, Oliver. I'm sure it'll be fine though. They should fit in my environment really, really well. It's super cool now. I think Britain's supposed to be expecting some really cold weather, or supposedly expecting some really cold weather, but the greenhouse is nice and cool anyway at the moment. So these guys should acclimatise pretty well. We've got some supplementary lighting in there, which I think the Heliamphora are going to really appreciate. So that's all really, really good news. I've got to get it on and pot up these 5 plants now. Get that done and dusted. No, not 5 plants, 4 plants. What am I thinking? 4 plants. So I've got to go on and do that. Now, before I sign this video off, Mark, in conversation with Mark used to have a YouTube channel. Now I haven't found that, neither has he provided me a link to it. But judging by the conversations I've had with him and also looking at the quality of the plants that he sent over as well, I think it would be a really, really good idea if Mark started up his YouTube channel, and I would be more than happy to put a link to it and promote it on my YouTube channel as well, because I know a lot of people in my community would be equally interested to see what you're growing, Mark, and also to absorb some information on how you're growing stuff, because you've already blown my mind with a load of information you've sent to me via email. So I'm going to put a poll in this video, and everyone who watches this video, I want you to vote. I want you to vote whether or not Mark should start his own YouTube channel, okay? So I'm going to be the first person to vote on there. I'm going to give it a solid yes, okay? But I really want your opinion as well. If you have got this much of a knack with growing carnivorous plants, and you already grow a range of super awesome carnivorous plants such as this, then you're doing the world an injustice by keeping it to yourself. So I think you should start your own YouTube channel, and or start up or reignite your old YouTube channel, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people are going to be equally interested. So we'll see the results of that poll in a couple of weeks, and we'll let you know, and hopefully Mark will get on and start his own YouTube channel. So thanks a lot for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure you tune in again for another episode of Oliver's Greenhouse. See you soon.